Hey everybody, welcome back. It's a new year and I know it's been a minute since I've talked to you guys last, but I have a solo show. A lot of great things have been taking place and I've been working on a series of paintings that is going to be in the show, and I want to show you my process, how I'm putting it all together. So come along and let's get started. This is the piece that we're going to be working on today. It's 2 panels. I believe it's 12 by 48 inches, and I already started laying down some color. With this series of paintings, I'm using like a palette of green, red, and white and black, right? So that's like my base colors, and I'm using other colors too. So you'll see it with the other paintings that I'm about to show you. And I've got a bunch of these paintings that I'm working on, and I'm really excited about the new work that I'm doing. So this is just the beginning, but I'm going to take you through my process as best as I can. We're not going to finish it tonight, but you'll see my thinking as we go along. So there's my paints there. I want to take you through my studio, so please excuse the mess. This is the other part of my studio. I'm going to turn some lights on here. Hopefully you can see. It's pretty dark in here. I do apologize. This is where I store my paintings in this other part of my studio. I have a bunch of paintings on racks. These are all old pieces, but this is pretty much the new work in this pile over here. If I could zoom back a little bit, right? So I'm just going to show you a few pieces so you can get an idea of what I've been working on. They're all like expressive, abstract pieces using shape and color. I'm doing it on canvas. I'm doing it on wood panels and also on paper too. So I have a bunch of these, and the idea is using the Palestinian flag colors and using shapes and like geometric shapes of like buildings, glass. I'm working on a concept called broken windows, and the whole concept, like I said, is about the Palestinian conflict. Well, not the Palestinian conflict, but the genocide that's taking place in Palestine today and the atrocities and the injustice that they are facing. These works represent that trauma that they're going through, and I'm going to tell a story, a cohesive story with these works. So yeah, so I'm doing a bunch of these works. This is one piece right here. I know the color scheme is a little bit different, but you can see the black, red, and green, and I'm using some other colors as well, some blues. So I'm experimenting with colors as I go along. So that's what the work looks like. We're going to work on a piece today. So if you give me a moment, we'll get started. Okay, folks. Hopefully you can see what's going on from this view. I know I kind of pushed the camera back a little bit, but I'm just going to show you my process and how I go about doing these pieces. What I'm going to do today is going to lay in some color, which I already have, but I'm going to start to reshape these color blocks that I have laid in and kind of make a composition out of it. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to go, but I am going to use these flat brushes that I have here. And I think I'll just stick to these for now. I'm going to use these flat brushes right here, and I'm just going to kind of reshape the colors that we already have and maybe add some black, and then we'll eventually build from there. So I think I'll start with the green. And basically these are house paints that I house in these plastic containers. These, you know, um, outdoor paints that I get from the hardware store, your big box hardware store, and Most of the paints that I have here are leftover paints from murals that I've done over the years. So comes in pretty handy. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of reshape these areas. Kind of give it some edge. And I do have a tool that I use. I don't know. Oh, it's over here. This is just pretty much like a straight edge that I use sometimes, just so that I can get a nice even line. It's very helpful. Okay. All I'm doing here, like I said, is just giving these colors that I've already laid down some definition and some shape. So with this process, basically what it is, it's just adding and subtracting. That's all I'm doing. And what we could do also is paint these edges as well. Wrap it around here nicely, you know. So this stage, it's not about being perfect. It's just about allowing the color to take shape. And hopefully you can start to see some form of composition arise out of it. Now I'm doing these two panels at once, and I think it's a good strategy to do it that way because you can get some cohesiveness uh, between the pieces when you're doing it two at a time. All right. Maybe get diagonal. All right. So again, I'm doing the same thing here with this panel. Just making sure I'm getting these edges. So we want the illusion of the color wrapping around. And we want to kind of have some type of continuation of shape and color. And at this stage, you know, it's okay to be messy, right? You know, this is just the way I work, right? The idea is just to uh, get some thickness of color and have the color take shape, you know, and lots of cool things can happen. You can go over what you've already painted. here, you know, we'll leave those little red shapes in there like that. Come over here and so I don't know if you could see what's happening from there, but from here, things are starting to take shape, right? I'm especially liking what's taking place in there and up here. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Some of these shapes, sometimes I have a tendency of making them like too square. So we're going to do some different things in this piece, definitely. But yeah, you know, you just want to don't take it too seriously at this point. You know, well, I don't at least. And, you know, if you working abstractly, you know that this process is a bunch of um, adding and subtracting. So that's all I'm doing at this point. I'm adding new layers of paint, and you know what I've already painted so far, I'm going to paint over. You know, so you know, be forgiving. You know, just let it flow and let it happen. You know, you could be as creative as you want to be at this point. Let me see. Okay, I think we have enough green in there. Let me rinse this out and we'll start laying in some red. Actually, what I'll do, just to kind of move things along, I'll use another brush for the red because they are kind of smaller areas. All right, so let's see what we get. And one of the things that I absolutely love about these flat brushes is that you get so much control with them. They're very easy to use. Okay, so we're going to let this dry for now, but you get the idea of my process, and you can kind of see how it's starting to take shape. So let's take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. We are back, and the paint's not fully dry, but I'm just kind of sitting here looking at it and just seeing where I'm going to take it. So with this process, it's put some paint down, put some shapes down, observe it, see where you can potentially go with it, and you do the process over and over again until you get something that you're satisfied with. So that's pretty much my process. it's starting to take shape. Before it was just like blotches of color that I put down with a roller, but now there's a rhythm to this madness now, right? That's starting to take shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue this process, like I said, laying down shape, laying down color, laying down colors on top of colors until I find a composition that I'm totally satisfied with. And until I feel like I'm saying what I feel I need to say in the piece. So this is going to be interesting. We'll come back to this piece. I hope that you enjoyed this video. You got like a little peek into my process. It's not the full thing, but that's basically how I work these paintings. And hopefully I can show you more in the future to come. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe. And check me out on Substack too, Manya Nunes at substack.com, because I write weekly articles and I talk about my process and all things related to my art. So I love you all. Happy New Year. Yahweh bless. Go out, create something, and I will talk to you all again soon. Peace out.